Hey, it's been a long time since I recorded one of these. Daenerys, shh. No, be quiet, okay? Stop. All right, so it's been a while since I recorded one of these episodes. Lots been happening. Still struggling. Still haven't got my benefits yet. But it should be coming within a week and a half. And once that happens, you'll see that I'm going to empty out this whole place so it could be worked on and finally get some electricity, running water, my shower and all that shit set up, and a new wood stove and stuff like that, getting ready for the winter. The summer is almost over, and today is the first day of a cold front that we're going to get for the next week or so. Thank God, because I've been sitting in this fucking shed like I've been bitching about before, and it would reach in here up to 95 degrees with humidity. And the last, I'd say, month and a half, 2 months, so I stopped feeding the farm animals, so I had nothing to do, but it got so fucking hot and humid, it was hard to do anything. I couldn't even take my dogs out because it was just too hot to do shit. Now, last year, I was out there doing shit, but I was ignorant to the fact that this heat and stuff, you're not supposed to be out in it long. Last year, though, I didn't know, so I'd force myself out there, and, I thought I was having fun and shit. But this year was different because I was like, I gained weight. I'm not as healthy as I was last year, and it was just hard. I won't get into specifics. So, anyways, seeing that I got approved for my benefits, I started worrying about my health because I want to be around to enjoy my benefits, right? So, I started going to the doctor again. I've been going to the doctors, but this time we're doing a more intensive work to really find out how sick I am, because I was told I had COPD, stage 1, blah, 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 that, I'm overweight, obese-ish, and my blood pressure was high, this and that. So, I went to the doctors and I got a CT scan because I was concerned about my lungs. It's kind of hard to breathe sometimes, and I'm always producing mucus, even though when I'm not sick, and that is lung disease. I don't care what now, the experience I went through and what I know now, that shit is lung disease. If you're developing a lot of mucus and you're not sick, there's something wrong with your lungs, okay? Now, so I went and I got my CT scan. And then yesterday I got the results, and I'm going to straight up tell you the results, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to fucking do about it. Okay, so regarding my lungs, they found 2 scars. We'll just say scars. 2 scars on my lungs, and they want to keep an eye on that. So in 6 months, I have to go back so they could check those again, see if they grew or stayed, stagnant, stayed how they are, because they could just be scars, but we don't know that, because that's the first sign of, your lungs being real sick. Okay, it could be worse. I don't know. It could be just scarred. It just depends how long you've smoked. And admittedly, about 3 months ago, I smoked cannabis for about a month and a week. And I knew every time I was hitting that joint or whatever, I was coughing real bad. And even my brother-in-law goes, damn, that cough sounds like death. Well, I found out from the CT scan that I have emphysema. Okay, so that kind of shook me a little bit, but I kind of knew it. I knew I had some kind of lung disease. Well, now it's pinpointed. I have emphysema. So as for smoke, even secondhand smoke, fuck all that. I'm not going to be around fucking smoke. I don't give a fuck because I want to fucking live. I just want all these benefits. I've been dragged through the goddamn mud almost in the last fucking 2 years. I am not going to fucking die. I want to enjoy some of these fucking benefits. And I'm going to live. So no smoking ever. And I don't want to be around people who smoke cigarettes or cigars. I started smoking cigars and I was enjoying them. It's like, fuck, I got to put it down. So I did. I have the ability to stop shit cold turkey, especially when my life's threatened and I just want a lot of, I'm getting good benefits. So that's not the only thing they found though. They found that I have calcification in one of my main arteries in my heart. That's the one that scares me because I already have AFib and, high blood pressure. So that calcification is part of the reason why I have the high blood pressure. So that kind of like, oh shit, in my family, we have heart disease. Okay. The other thing they found is my liver had nodes, or they was scarred. And they told me on the phone that they want to check that first right away. When they say right away, I go, why? Then I thought, oh shit, it could be bad. Now, I'm not trying to hype this up or build it up. I'm just telling you straight up what the nurse told me and what I know. So I got scars in my lungs, scars in my liver, and a calcification in one of my main arteries. And that fucking jaded me. I was jaded. I was like, fuck, And then I thought, along the process of me getting my benefits, I thought to myself, just as a humorous thought, I go, yeah, watch me get approved for my benefits, and then I get fucking sick. Well, that just happened. So from here on out, I am going to go plant-based. Now, and I've had shit before like, oh, you're not going to eat meat, blah, blah, blah. You turn into pussy. Yeah, the usual stereotypical bullshit that people say about plant-based or vegans. I like to say plant-based because vegans, they won't wear leather and stuff. I'll still wear leather, but I don't like killing animals. But that's another day, a story for another day. Okay, so I'm going vegan again. Now, I'm going to share with you the first time I went vegan. I was sick. I think I had my strokes, and I was super motivated to get healthy and lose weight because I think at the time I was weighing 240. And for a person who, with my height, 5'5", that's like obese. I was fat. So I started eating vegan and I started going to the gym. And this is about 3 years after I had my strokes. What happened was between 2015 and the time I went vegan, I got depressed and I started smoking weed again, which was not a smart idea after having 2 strokes. But I started smoking weed, especially I was hitting the shatter, the wax, which is like really bad for you. And then I also started hitting the vape pens that had cannabis oil in it. And I was making the craziest joints, okay? The derivatives you can make from cannabis is have keef, you can make RSO oil, which is the dark hash oil. You can make hash, and you can make shards. You can make wax or shards or whatever you want to call that shit. So you got 4 of those derivatives plus the bud itself. And this is what I used to do. I used to roll joints as big as like a quarter ounce, right? And inside the paper, I would spread the hash oil, and then I'd sprinkle the keef over it. And then in the bud, I would mix shards and hash in the buds. I'd roll that up. On the outside of that shit, I would roll more hash oil on it, or RSO, and then dip it in the keef, right? And then I would break up the shards and dip that in the shards. So on the outside, I'd have keef, shards, and hash oil on the outside of that joint. And I would smoke that shit. Me and just one other dude smoked that big ass quarter ounce joint in one sitting. And it took a while, but fucking did that. And I smoked a lot. And then in about 2018, I said, fuck this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm getting fat and fucking getting burnt out. I was getting agoraphobic. I didn't want to leave the house. So I said, fuck this. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to change my diet. And I did that shit on my own. And at first, when I went vegan, it was kind of hard because your body detoxes and it makes you feel sick somewhat. And I just pushed through that to where I was enjoying vegetables so much and how it made me feel. I couldn't eat meat or potato chips or cheese pizzas anymore. And I ate pizza, vegan pizza, and I'll explain that. But anyways, I would also make these smoothies. Now the smoothies contained of a lot of vegetables, but what made the smoothie good, even though it looked like a gross greenish, purplish color smoothie, the cool thing was, as long as I added frozen berries, and these are the berries I added, blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Frozen berries. So what I do is I would put in my blender, I'd put like greens. It could be from broccoli, spinach, whatever, greens. Then I would put like other vegetables in it. It could be anything. Like bean sprouts, cauliflower, you could throw in bell pepper if you want, whatever, right? You throw all that in. Then I would throw my protein in, which usually consists of peanuts, cashews, stuff like that. But then I got a hold of some hemp seeds, and hemp seeds are real good for you. So I would just put a whole bunch of hemp seeds in there. Then I would put like grains, like oats, oatmeal that you didn't have to boil or anything. I just threw straight a packet of oatmeal in there, or what do you call it, cream of wheat, stuff like that. And then I would throw in if I had any like protein powders or whatever, I would throw that shit in. And then after that, I would throw in all the frozen berries, and then I'd use almond milk and throw that in, and I'd blend it. And it made out to be like a smoothie. Tasted like a berry shake. You couldn't taste any of the vegetables or anything. It tasted good. It tastes like you're having a flavored smoothie. That's it, a berry flavored smoothie. So if you put all that dry ingredients in a bowl, it would look like a huge fucking giant salad, right? Because I put a lot in there. But I condensed all that by making a smoothie, and I'd have one of those in the morning for a meal and one of those at night for a meal, or at lunch for a meal. And in between, if I got hungry, I would snack on radishes, celery sticks with peanut butter, healthy shit, peanuts. I really got, and raw potatoes. I like eating raw potatoes, but I usually stuck to the veggies like the celery sticks and the radishes because I got used to it and they were a really good snack for me. I'd eat those like popcorn, And if I did have a snack, it would be popcorn, but and or pretzels. But that was like more like a I didn't use that as part of my diet, but that was more like a reward, like a once a week thing, or like a cheat day. That's when I would eat those things. But basically, I went total hardcore plant based, and in my first month I lost 10 pounds. Second month I lost another 10. Third month I lost another 10. And then the fourth month was the hardest, where it took me almost a month and a half to 2 months to lose another 10. However, I lost 40 pounds and I was feeling great. And I ended up losing 60 pounds in maybe 7 months. Because when the first part of losing all that fat. That shit goes away quick with diet and exercise. But once you start to get muscly and thinner, it's harder to lose weight because all the muscles, I mean, I can't explain. It's just harder to lose weight. But I ended up weighing, I went from 240 to 189. Now, still 189 is heavy for my frame, but I felt a lot better. And this is how better I felt. One of my barometers or goals was to do the splits, and I almost could do them because I started stretching too. Oh, and I started running on the treadmill. I was going to take up running, outside on the regular ground, but I do get shin splints, and I fear those. Shin splints it's not cool. They hurt, and that stopped me from running a long time ago when I used to do 10Ks, and okay. I'm real excited about this because I need to be on this journey. I am on this journey now because I don't want to get sick anymore. I'm already sick. So I'm going to fucking be proactive about it. And no more falling off the fucking train either. Anyways, so back then when I lost 240 to almost 60 pounds, I felt better. I could almost do the splits. I started skateboarding again. And before I lost all the weight, I could ride my skateboard, but I wasn't as limber. I couldn't carve as well. Had extra weight, However, after I lost that weight, I started skateboarding again. I even went to the skate parks and started doing transitions. And I felt like a fucking kid again. I was so happy. Yeah. Then life happened, and of course I fell off that train. And I gained it all back. Then I moved here. No, I moved to Central Valley, California. When I moved to Central Valley, I didn't gain it all back at the time. I only gained maybe, I lost almost 60 pounds. I probably gained 30 pounds back. And then I lived in Central California for 2 years. And that's when I gained all the rest back. Then I came here in such bad health, climbing up my driveway, because I got a steep driveway. It's like 50 yards long. Climbing up my driveway was a bitch, and I would stop like 5 times and almost dying. And I think at the time I was kind of smoking here and there again. So I said to myself, my first month there, I'm going to start doing push-ups. So I was doing 25 push-ups a day. And I was doing that for a long time. Then I built it up to where I was doing 25 push-ups a day. And then it got to where I was doing 3 sets a day. So that's 75 push-ups a day. Then it got up to 4 sets, which is 100 a day. And I did that for a long time. And then as the months were going, a total of 8 months, I was doing more sets. And at my peak, I was doing 200 to 250 push-ups a day. And I was doing sets of 50, like 4 or 5 sets a day. And I had no problem. And doing those body weight exercises, and I was eating 1 meal a day. And I was eating normal, but I just ate 1 meal a day. If I wanted a pizza, I'd eat a pizza. Not the whole damn thing, but I'd eat like 2-3 pieces, and that would be it. I had lost weight again and felt great, and I didn't go vegan. And I was walking up and down the hill because where I live now, I live on a steep side of a mountain, and there are hardly any flat tops around here. So you're always walking up and down a hill. And I started walking up and down the hill. When I first started walking up and down the hill, I did it like 1 round. I ended up doing 4 rounds. And that's a lot of walking on the hills. And I got super strong. My lungs felt great and all that. And then I fell off that train, gained all the weight back, and then some. I ended up weighing 245. And that's when I started saying, fuck it, I'll eat 1 meal a day. So I lost 10 pounds, and this is about 3 months ago. And then I started getting into, I need to try to do more exercise because I stopped exercising too. All the fat came back, bro. If I'm like this, because I don't want to show you my belly or my fucking man boobs or any of that. All right. I'm ashamed of it. That's it. Now I have my shirt off all the time because it's fucking hot. Summer here in the South. Today though starts the cold front, so right now it's really comfortable. It feels like California, and it's 71, but I feel kind of cold. So you acclimate to the heat. 71 to me is like kind of cold, but I'd rather have it cold than hot. But freezing sucks too. Anyways, so I started slowly. I haven't exercised yet, but I started slowly eating one meal a day, and I was still feeding the animals. Now, feeding the animals was kind of a workout because you're lifting heavy bags of feed, okay? And then all this time, I was waiting on the results of my benefits case, okay? And yeah, I mean, my back started hurting, my shoulders started hurting. I ended up finding out I have lower disc degenerative disease on my L4, L5, and both my shoulders and part of my back has osteoarthritis. And that shit hurts. It's hard to get around, especially if you have weight on you. And doing regular stuff like feeding the animals, that was, I could tell, that was a struggle. I'd have to warm up my body in the morning, struggling to get off this couch and get the task done. But that's all the physical activity I would do because my shit just hurt. It fucking hurts. Then I found out that I didn't find out. Then I got approved for my benefits case. And that's going to change the whole thing because basically all that time I was living here, I was living broke. I mean, hardly no money. About at times $300 a month, most of the time 200 or less a month. But I had EBT for food. So still, I live out of town, 25 miles out of any town around me, the two towns. So going to town is 50-mile round trip if I just go to one place and come back. But if I go to town and have to do errands, it's more than 50-mile round trip. And I didn't have enough money for gas. Okay, so anyways, I got approved for my benefits, and I was concerned about my health. So that's where we pick up from. I told you my new diseases and all that, and now I am going to go back to being a hardcore plant-based, diet. And I have to start exercising. Even though it hurts, I have to find exercises where it won't fuck up my shoulders and back. So I don't know, because it's really hard to get around at times. I mean, I'm just old and it hurts, man. It fucking hurts everything. So I'm going to start walking. I live in a holler. I can walk on the highway too, because they got a big old shoulder, like a very big shoulder. If you hit me, you're really fucking up by going in that shoulder. And if you hit me, in a car, then, you're fucking up. So it's pretty safe on the highway. Hopefully I could get up to the point where I could ride my bike again. I mean, I can ride my bike, but after God, this sucks. After 5-10 minutes, my back hurts and my shoulders hurt. And that never used to happen. So basically, I'm sick. Doesn't look like it the way I talk and all that, but the pain hurts. And the old age and all the partying, it's biting me in the ass now, So I have to try to get healthy, man. So yeah, I'm going to go plant-based. I'm going to do some light exercise and doing a lot of walking. Walking does kind of hurt, especially walking uphill. But I got to do something, man, because, you know, I have some exercise bands. I could start using that. I want to eventually start lifting weights and stuff. But man, I don't know how my shoulders and my back is going to take that. I'm afraid. So I may have to try to do like body weight exercises. Now I will tell you something about the body weight exercises. The body weight exercises are like the best exercise for your body, I think. I have seen people, country boys, they have what they call farm strength. They're lifting heavy ass things and doing fucking intense chores like cattle fence building, building decks, building barns, you know, shit the Amish do, like farm strength, throwing bales of hay. I have experienced that, and man, it's a fucking workout. I think it's better than the gym because it's not a controlled machine. This shit, you got to pick up like a bale of hay from the ground and toss it up on, I don't know, the wagon or whatever. So you're using everything, and you're doing that all day in the hot fucking southern sun. Yeah, you're going to get pretty fucking strong. I'm going to try to do those type of exercises, and then I may go to the gym to, you know, do lighter exercises or more controlled, you know, weightlifting. I want to do more like circuit training. I don't want to build muscle. I want to lose fat and become, you know, tight. I mean, I want to build some muscle, but I don't want to. I don't want to look like a jogger or someone who runs marathon, but I don't want to also look like, you know, big beefy weightlifter. I want something in between where I have like some muscle, like a boxer, you know, something like that. I want to be that. So I have to try now because, man, I won my benefits. I got approved for all of my benefits. And these are benefits that I worked hard for 45 fucking years, right? And now I'm going to receive them, and I want to be alive to enjoy that because I'm in my retirement stage now, and I want to enjoy all that. Hence the hardcore diet and exercise. So I'm going to start doing videos of that as well on here because I know I haven't uploaded anything in a long time because basically I was trying to survive the summer with these two, and I didn't want to make any more bitching videos because I think you guys got the hint. So I'm trying to not to do that anymore, even though I still have some issues with that. I still have some mental issues going through all this shit, and I'm still seeing my therapist and seeing my psychiatrist and just doing their program too. But yeah, the news of my health kind of shocked me, but then I wasn't too surprised. But now we wait and see. It's one of those things where, you know, you get a CT scan and then they tell you some good news or bad news. It's like that situation. And my news wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as other news you get from getting an MRI or a CT scan. The only thing that has me jaded is the heart calcification, and that they want to see me right away to take another CT scan, a more intense one on my liver, to find out if I'm really sick or not. I'll just leave it at that. Because right now they see it as scars, but they want to go deeper to that to see what kind of scars these are. Hopefully they're just scars and not anything else. I think you know what I'm getting at. So, and then with the lungs, same thing. But the heart calcification thing, I need to find out what I could do about that besides eating right and exercising. Because for those who don't know, I'm 61 years old, and I did put my body through the ringer, not only drug-wise, but my main career had a gnarly schedule, and a lot of it was very laborious. You had to move big-ass, thick pieces of toilet paper, but like fucking tons of it by hand. And I'm lifting toilet paper sheets, these large ones that weigh 50 to 70 pounds, up to 100 pounds sometimes, and throwing it in a bin. So, you know, see that movement? That's where I think I got my shoulder arthritis, from doing that and not having good form. Plus, I wasn't using my back picking this shit up. So I kind of think it stems from there. Plus, I mountain biked a lot. So I don't know if that helped my back get fucked up or not. I don't think so. So yeah, so you'll be seeing progress videos, because I'm done fucking around, man. I have to get healthy so I can enjoy my benefits and live the best life I can, because now I can. Once I get my benefits, I'm going to take care of all the bullshit that's built up in the last 2 years, because I had to live like this. One of these videos, days, I'm going to get into real detail on what happened to me and why I was broke here. But other than that, I ain't going to say shit for now. Save it for another day. Right now, I want to record my progress and stuff. And I'm not doing it for, like, anybody but for myself. And if, like, say, somebody's watching my videos, which hardly no one does, but if they watch it and they see the progress and it helps them, then good. I hope it does. But I'm here for myself, to see my own progress, and also to prove, not to myself, but to everybody else out there, that changing your diet to a plant-based diet can heal you. Because instead of using meds now, I have to take certain meds. I have to. But I figured if I heal my body with food and eat the right foods, I believe I could get off a lot of those meds. I've done it before. When I went vegan, I was taking like 8 pills for my strokes, all this, my heart disease, blood clotting because of the AFib and all that. I was taking 8 pills. But once I did my vegan trip, and I went to my cardiologist again and my doctors, they took me off. I ended up taking 4 pills. So I didn't have to take 8 pills anymore. And that's because I went plant-based. So I know it works. But this time I'm going to really go hard into it, and I'm going to stick to it, because I'm 61. This is it for me. This is the last inning in my life. You dig? Like, people are dying at my age or even earlier, you know? And I don't want to die. I don't fucking want to die, you know? I want to live at least a good 15 years. And then I could be the old man. But I figured if I stay vegan and I keep at it, I believe I could go beyond 20 years and still walk and ride my bike and all that until the wheels fall off, until I leave this earth. That's my belief, and I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And I hope, because I know I have friends that are not in the greatest health, okay? I hope you guys listen to me, because I used to be like, I see things on TV that, yeah, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Sometimes I flake on it. Even though I know they're right, I flake on it. Well, I hope now these videos I'm about to do will influence you to get better, because I know some of y'all, of my friends that I know right now, they're not in the greatest of shape, and they think they're doing things right, but they have to go harder. They have to go harder. And I'm going to go harder. I'm going to be an example, not just to other people. I'm going to be an example for me. I've lost weight, at least 40 to 60 pounds, at least 4 or 5 times in my life now. I know how to do it, just never stuck to it. I mean, I stuck to it for like a year or 2, and then I just drop off of that scene because of life. Life stresses, and situations that would come up to where I'd lose all kinds of motivation and inspiration. I said, fuck it, I get fat again. All right, that's what it is. But I hope some of my friends out there who may be watching this, who may know what I'm talking about being like unhealthy, that this inspires you to just, you know, get with it, get on the ball, man, and follow what I do. Because I'm going to prove, because I already know it, I'm going to prove that going plant-based is going to make me healthier, and that I will, right now I take 7 pills, I will lessen those. And I believe I'm going to get rid of my borderline diabetes, because I'm borderline diabetic. And for some reason, I've just been hanging out at that certain AIC number, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, to where I'm borderline. Now, I'd go from 5.6 to 5.8. I believe 6.1 is when you're type 2 but diabetic. So I'm borderline, and I'm trying to keep that in control. But I figured with this diet, I could get off that pill, that diabetes pill that I take. And I could get off most of my blood pressure pills. And I don't know if I could get off my blood thinner pills, because I have AFib and my blood has to be thin. Okay, because the irregular heartbeat I get, it causes clots in my main arteries that just hang there until they break off. And that's what happened when I got my stroke. So the blood thinners make the clots smaller. It seems to be working because I'm still alive. Anyway, so that's my goal. And, you know, I hope some of y'all follow and join me on this, because this is it, man. And all this time, I will record my new projects and somewhat adventures, because things are going to change. I'm not going to live like a homeless person anymore. I'll have a toilet to use. Those of you who know my situation know. Those of you who are just first tuning in, go back and watch This Too Shall Pass series. There's like 30 some episodes, and all of those will consist of me venting during the hardest times here, living here, in a shed in the mountains with no utilities or no nothing, basically almost living off-grid wise. So check that out, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video, okay? And hopefully some progress would have been done by then. Peace.